It was really worth it.
Listen up, everyone!
In August of 2011, I packed up my entire car and drove out to Missoula, Montana for the first time to attend graduate school. I decided to apply to graduate school for many different reasons. One reason was that I wanted to study youth so I could work with them more. Although I had a degree in broadcasting and I liked working at PBS, I missed the way I came to life when I spent time with youth. During my undergraduate years, I spent the summers working at Girl Scout camp. I returned to Girl Scout camp last summer to see if I could still rock a camp. The answer was yes. Camp is a place where I feel I fit in. It's a place where all anybody has to be is themselves. Another reason I applied was because I wanted adventure. I wanted to do something big. On Facebook, you can see what everyone you went to high school with is up to these days. I felt pressure that I needed to be doing something grand. When our house was foreclosed on in 2008, I moved in with my grandparents. Although I love my grandparents, I felt trapped and like I wasn't going anywhere. I was working part-time at a grocery store and freelancing for PBS. I could not see a way out of my current situation. I felt that since I had a bachelor's degree, I was expected to all of a sudden have this great job and go live life in this laid-out plan. When the clock struck midnight for 2011, I titled the year The Great Escape. I had to get out. If I didn't get out soon, I knew I would most likely bust a bolt, as in go crazy. I even began a secret blog that only my siblings could read. It was a place I could vent out how misunderstood I felt by my grandparents and discuss my fears and issues surrounding the GRE and subsequent application to graduate school. Another reason I applied to graduate school was to get a new church scene. I've been a devoted member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for my entire life. But there's a lot of pressure for people to get married in their young 20s. Since I wasn't married, I wanted people to see that there's more to me than my marriage status. I wanted something more from my life, and I wanted it now. I saw myself as a woman who had the world to explore. I wasn't tied down anywhere. In fact, it was quite the opposite. I really didn't have a home I could call my own, and I had nothing that could keep me in one place. If I wasn't going to get accepted into graduate school, then I would go to the Peace Corps immediately. Miraculously, I was accepted into graduate school. I was excited and nervous to go out to Montana. I was excited to leave Ohio for a time, but I was sad to leave all four of my grandparents in Kent, and I knew I would miss the comforts I did have at my grandparents' house. Nevertheless, I moved in and I went to orientation for the IYFD program at the Schreiber Building. We had panelists of Peace Corps volunteers, and we also had to choose what electives we wanted to take. The only elective that looked interesting to me was closed. I remember sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know if I can do this. I felt almost paralyzed by the fear of the future. I left Schreiber that day in a daze. I felt as if I was the only one there. I felt confused because I didn't want to sign up for the electives others were signing up for. I started walking towards the Adams Center to catch a bus and decided I'd call my sister. When I talked to my sister, I told her how upset I was and how maybe this wasn't going to work out and I should leave. She asked what I would do, and I told her how I would go back to where I was and go back to my jobs. She asked me to remember how bad I wanted to leave and give Montana a chance. I agreed to give it a week. I then called my friend Amy. I expressed to her how I wanted to do what she was doing as a living, working with camps. I wasn't sure if the degree I was pursuing would help me to get to where I wanted to be after all. Amy suggested I try to find electives in outdoor recreation, so I headed towards the library to look up classes. En route to the library, I came across Katie Griffith. Katie saw that I was upset and immediately hugged me. She then invited me over to her house. She let me talk about my internal struggle and how I wasn't sure I would stay in Montana. Katie cooked some rice and we ate together. Katie then helped me look online to find possible electives I might enjoy. We found the outdoor recreation classes. I left Katie's house and took the bus back to 2342 Burlington. As I walked down the street thinking about everything, I had a new determination. A determination to find a recreation class I wanted to take. Even though I could leave Montana and still be loved by my family, I had to stay for myself. I knew I would regret it if I left, even though I felt so insecure at the time. As I entered my room, I saw my favorite quote on my corkboard that says, "The greatest risk is not taking one." I knew I wanted to go forward, not backward, so I knelt down in prayer to ask for the strength to stay, even though it would be tough. And it has been tough, but I feel that I've grown so much. I'm glad I stayed and got to learn a lot and meet so many incredible people. My life isn't turning out how I thought it would. It's turning out better.
But wait, this isn't only an end.
I'm going back to the start.
This is also a beginning.
Please tell me what there's to complain about.
What the heck are you doing to me?